This is the Beetle, and this is Football 101. Guess what? It's all about college football. Yeah, this is my promo for college football, the TV show and the podcast show coming right at you. We are starting a new tradition right here. This is Football 101, the TV show and the podcast show. And it's all about college football. Welcome, everyone. This is our first show of the year. Uh-oh, my throat is already hoarse. I'm just so excited this one. Oh my gosh. I'm going to keep on going. It's exciting starting off. And let me get I start off this show with a quick beverage drink. A nice coffee in the morning. We are starting this show live. That's the way I do it things. This is not scripted. This is live in my studio, and I am the Beetle, and I don't know why I'm shouting. I'm just so excited to start this show. I can feel the excitement already. This is Football 101, our TV and podcast show, and I'm going to go through all the major conferences, and I'm holding up right now my Lindy Sports College Football Insider Magazine, and I get so hyped. This is August, y'all. Training camp is going on, but I got enough information from the different outlets to give you my take as a former football player. Yes, back in the day, I used to play football. Believe it or not, yes, back in the day, I used to play football. High school, college. Let me give a quick shout out to Xenia, Ohio, where I played football for all my high school years. Middle school, high school, started at defensive back and wide receiver. It was a two-way deal. Back then, it was no big deal. But I love football, love playing defense, love being a defensive cornerback, also safety back in the day. And then eventually after high school, walked on at Miami University in Ohio. A walk-on player, made the team. Very fortunate. Shout out to Coach Reed back in the day, giving me a chance to walk on to the team and make the team. Play for Miami. Now they're called Red Hawks. But Miami's team back in the day for 1979, 1980, and thoroughly loved it, thoroughly enjoyed the camaraderie, thoroughly enjoyed the intensity, getting back and playing football, getting with, doing the intensity of getting back into my game. And Coach Reed gave me that opportunity, and the players, even being the smallest player to play in the league and on the team, I brought it the best way I could, and my nickname right there became the Beetle. So I'm giving you a little insight of why I am named the Beetle. Your host is the Beetle, and so I'm keeping the nickname for the host now in 2025. So I bring the players, the old school play. Yeah, there you go. The old school players' perspective, not today's the old school players' perspective, but appreciate how the game is played today. Wow, lots of talent. So I'm going to go through each and every conference. Hold on. Yeah, this is going to be I'm going to do a deep dive into college football. I've been doing NFL, but why not do college football? I am a former college football player and loving it today and loving the conferences. And so it's time for my take. A classic old school tape. And yeah, in your face as a defensive back, bringing the pain, bringing the intensity, bringing the swagger. And so that's what I hope to bring for this. There's my cup again. Time for another beverage break. Excuse me. I've been to a number of colleges over the years, but I have to give props to Miami University, and of course, from Ohio. Let me just say out front. See, I gotta keep it real. the national champs, the you're gonna get tired. I don't care. The Ohio State Buckeyes. Yeah, the national champions from last year officially. So I'm going to give you my take on the Buckeyes. Yes, I grew up in Ohio. Yes, I'm a Buckeye fan, but I'm a college football fan. But I try to be as real as possible. So that's my bias. Okay. I'm telling you my bias. It's okay, but it's time to be real and really call it as I see it. Okay, there you go. That's the setup. I hope you are excited about this potential evaluation right up front in August on college football. And I'm going to go through each and every phase. And I'm starting off with the top 25 teams in college football today. Again, let me just say, I've done my homework. I've been listening to all the pre conferences hype, the press conferences when the coaches come out and talk about their teams from the Big Ten, primarily the Big Ten, the SEC, and also the MAC conference. I saw a little bit of the few of the other conferences. Let me make sure. I saw a little bit of the AAC conference, and I saw the ACC. When the coaches came out talking about their players and everything. So let me give you my top 25 teams. Not. I'm going to agree or disagree from Lindy Sports. I'm going to follow Lindy Sports, the magazine. I'm 6 minutes in. Are you ready for some college football, y'all? I am ready. I'm ready. And let me just give a quick shout out as well. One of the shows that I regularly watch, I have to give it up to Paul Feinbaum. Paul Feinbaum and the SEC network. They've been throwing out a lot of stuff already. It's hype city, and Paul doesn't have to do anything. It's the callers. The callers are so galvanized in the SEC, and I have to say, the SEC tradition is overwhelming. It is classic. And if you really want to get into sports, particularly football, the SEC has it bar none. It's just not the players. It's just not the teams. It's the culture. It's the folks of all background. They're just fanatic about their teams. Rightly so. And it is like that in other conferences, but it comes out completely at another level in the SEC. So shout out to SEC and shout out to Paul Feinbaum show. So here we go. I'm going through the top 25. Do I agree or disagree with Lindy Sports? And again, Lindy is if you got to get Lindy Sports on college football and also NFL. But this is college football edition 2025. Get Lindy Sports. He's a classic. This is the magazine that I always get every year to break down college football, bar none. Okay, number one, the number one team in the nation. The number one team in the nation, hello, is, according to Lindy Sports, am I going to agree or disagree? It's Texas. Texas with young Arch Manning, and he gives Texas their props. I'm going to give them. I'm going to give it to them. Texas, and I'll give them. I'm going to just say yeah or nay right now, and then when I go through the conferences, I'll break down the players, the coaches, and so forth. So Texas, number one, I agree. Okay, I'll give it a check mark. I agree. Preseason, Texas, number one. Two, Penn State. Number two, Penn State. Disagree. Oh, no, disagree. And I'm going to tell you why. I disagree with Penn State number two. Uh-oh. Right out front. I disagree with Lindy Sports. I disagree. I'll just say that. Number three, Ohio State. I disagree. I disagree with Lindy Sports. Ohio State's not number three in the nation. Come on, they're not number three. They lost too many players. Okay, Clemson, number four. I agree. Clemson is stacked. 5, LSU. I agree. 6, Notre Dame. I agree. 7, Oregon. I agree. Alabama. 8. What is it? Uh-oh. Did I miss a team already? Yeah, 7, Oregon. 8, Alabama. I agree. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence on that. I'm on the fence. Just say on the fence. On the fence on Bama. Number 9. Number 9, Georgia. Agree. Number 10, Miami. Agree. Number 11, SMU. Disagree. Number 12, Oklahoma. Agree. 13, South Carolina. Agree. 14, Arizona State. Disagree. 15, Florida. Agree. 16, Michigan. It's hard for me to say this, but disagree. No, it's not that hard. See, there's my bias. Disagree, Michigan. 17, Illinois. Agree. 18, Texas Tech. Agree. 19, Ole Miss. Agree. 20, Kansas State. Disagree. 21, BYU. Agree. Iowa State. 22. Agree. Louisville. 23. Disagree. 24, Nebraska. Agree. And holding up the 25th position, Baylor. Agree. So there's several disagreements that I have with Lindy Sports in the top 25. Again, the key here is the surprise. I'm sure many of you say, why do you not pick Penn State number 2 or not number 1? I'm going to tell you the reason why in just a few moments. Why do you not pick Ohio State number 3? I'm going to tell you in just a few moments when I dig deeper into this show, okay? So now I'm going to go to the top players of the year, the All-American team. The All-American team. I'm 12 minutes in. Who's going to make the All-American team? Well, am I going to agree or disagree? Excuse me. All-American team. I'm just going to highlight some key players, some superstar players. Lindy Sports has some great players, and I am, for the most part, I agree with. I do agree with his selection, All-American. I'm not going to disagree with these superstar athletes. For example, first team quarterback Cade Klubnik from Clemson. Agree, superstar. Running back Jeremiah Love from Penn State. Notre Dame, running back, agree. Nicholas Singleton, Penn State, agree. Here's a superstar, Jeremiah Smith from the Ohio State Buckeyes, superstar wide receiver. Man, he is unbelievable. Unbelievable with his skill level, his ability to control his body in air to get open. He was just well built, superstar wide receiver. Look out for Jeremiah Smith to elevate even further. Ryan Williams, another wide receiver, Alabama. Yes, well deserved first teamer. Let me just say, move on to the second team. Garrett Newsmeyer, quarterback LSU. Yes. Katron Allen, running back Penn State. Yes. Makia Hughes, running back Oregon, yes. Eric Singleton from Auburn, yes. Jody Tyson, Arizona State, yes. So again, superstar athletes. On defense, I'm just going to highlight Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs, safety for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He's a superstar DB. All around skilled athlete. I'm going to talk about him in just a moment. Second team, Sonny Styles from the Ohio State linebacker, as well as Davison Bigson, Ohio State cornerback. Phenomenal athlete. So those are the All-American players that I see that I just want to highlight. But I do agree with Lindy Sports on the offense and defensive players of the year already. Again, What I see as a former player, and these players today, they are well rounded. They can play several, quite frankly, several positions now because they work on their skill level. And this is the thing that I'm going to bring up. It's important, and let me just say, I'm glad that the players can transfer from one team to another. 1 year after another, get in the portal and go to another team because of the coaching, because of not necessarily the tradition of from one school to another, but the coaching and the skill level coaching that they get from one team to another. That's what players are doing today. They are in control, better control. Let me say, not fully control, but better control of how they develop as skilled athletes. And they have the right. We had the right years ago, but the system was not set up for players. We were just lucky to get on the team, and hopefully the coach saw us in a good light. But now the players are much more in control of their football future and really their skill level and their development as a student athlete, but as a trying to professionalize themselves within the window of time that they have in college. And I do not blame them from transferring from one team to another, even within conference. And you've seen that several times. So let me just give a shout out to all the haters out there that gets on players transferring from one place to a. Hey, you got to do what you have to do within the limited time of your skill level. And this is a very fine time of building your skills. And it's a short window of time before if you're going to make the jump to the NFL. Most players don't make the jump. Come on, let's be real. Most majority, 80%, 85% don't make it in the NFL. And if they do, they're always on whether they're on the practice squad or just it's really a tough activity to really make it at the NFL level. So give these college players the opportunity to go from one system to another, develop their skill level, have fun. Create, again, have fun playing football. You're not going to get it any other time. Take advantage of it and get supported by the NIL funds, money, and enjoy the process, but enjoy it now. And forget about all the other folks that the critics, the non-players that gets on these players, and whether it's in football, whether it's basketball, men and women's sports, they should be allowed to do this consistently and on a regular basis. They just need to be supported wholeheartedly, much more by the rest of the fandom, okay, and even the critics. So there you go. That's my that's the Beatles' perspective. And see, I dig deeper in some of these issues when it comes up, and I felt it was time to make my statement as a former college football player that these players deserve to transfer from team to team to get their advantage within the limited time that they have. Okay, there you go. Now let's move on to the conferences, and the first conference that I'm going to highlight is the the AAC. See, I always get messed up on this. The AAC, the American Athletic Conference. Yeah, the American Athletic Conference consists of, and I'm just going to go down this list of Lindy Sports: Navy, Tulane, Memphis, Army, South Florida, UTSA, East Carolina, UAB, North Texas, Florida Atlantic, Rice, Temple, Charlotte, and Tulsa. 14 teams in the AAC. And number one, Lindy Sports has Navy. And see, I'm going to agree or disagree throughout the conferences. I agree. Navy's going to as the top tier. Navy, Tulane, Memphis, and Army, and South Florida are the top 5 teams in this league. There you go. I agree. The next tier, UTSA, East Carolina University, and UAB. That's the second tier. Yeah, I mentioned East Carolina University. With the new coach Blake Harrell, and he is changing. Let me just say, he's changing things up at ECU. I have a little insider perspective because yes, I'm kind of affiliated with them. But the head coach he is his first year, full year, Blake Harrell, and he's got some. He's trying to change over the tradition here at ECU. He's got some a good quarterback, Karen. What's his name? Caton Hauser. Second time starter, and I see they got some really good, solid wide receiver, and that's what they're known for: wide receiver and some defensive backs. And he's getting better recruits, transfers from other higher level schools coming in. They're larger, they're a bit faster, and new offensive, still a second year offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator. I like the energy. It's just that it's going to take them some time to get to the upper tier, and they have to be a bit lucky. So they're actually in a groove right now. A semi groove. Winning, they won their bowl this past year, so they're elevating. Give them a chance. But right now, I see Navy, Tulane, Memphis, Army, and South Florida. And what's the deal with South Florida? South Florida used to be the team in this conference. They've been struggling, but I think they getting their ship back into lane, getting back into lane. But I really love the Navy's team and Army's team. But Navy coming in with Coach Brian Newberry, he's their strategy is just intense. Their focus, they're electric. They're solid offensively and defensively, well coached team, and they're very disciplined. As again, give props to the Navy shipmen, midshipmen. They are solid offensively and defensively. They very seldom make mistakes. Another team that I love in this league, Tulane. They're dynamic. John Burrell, head coach. They're always dynamic. They get some top athletes always going to Tulane in Louisiana. They do a great job, but they have a great system there. They've been building. They're actually hitting on a more of a almost on a national level. And matter of fact, I think they're going to change leagues because they're at the topper tier again. Memphis is doing well. Army is always solid. Really like Jeff Monken. The Army head coach, they are so physical. They are so intense. I really love Army and the West Point Black Knights. They're intense. So that's my pick for the AAC, the top tier again. Navy, Memphis, Tulane, Memphis, Army, and South Florida. And ECU, UTSA, UAB. Oh, let me give a shout out to UAB, by the way. Oh, yes, I'm going to have to. See, this is where you're digging deeper. The pressure is on Trent Dilfer, head coach for UAB. And if this team does not elevate this year, unfortunately, Trent Dilfer will be let go. There was a lot of hype. Well, for those of you who don't know, Trent Dilfer was a former NFL quarterback, former Super Bowl winner, actually with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Went into broadcasting. He's a great guy. And then he went to high school coaching, and then he got elevated very fast to this conference as a head coach. UAB. UAB spent some big time money to get him, by the way, and they're kind of floundering. Coach has been, what is it? He's been 7-7, 7 wins, 17 losses in 2 years. The pressure is on Trent Dilfer and UAB, and they're playing. They got a lot of investment there, so he has to make a big splash this year, or otherwise he will be let go, unfortunately. And so I'm hoping that Trent Dilfer turns it around pronto. And he has a quarterback, Jalen Kitna. He looks like he has a skill level, but they are on the hot seat. And I see big things for them, but it's the pressure. Now, let me see the Beatles going. The pressure on a lot of these coaches now. They think it's kind of going to be easy to get in these college leagues and these conferences and colleges, but it's more intense than they anticipated. So I think Trent Dilfer is he'll get it level, but I don't know if he's going to have enough time. The clock is ticking on UAB. So there you go. That's my pick on the AAC. Now moving on to the next conference, picking the ACC. And here we go, folks. Here's the top 17. There's some 17 teams in the ACC. Here we go. Clemson, Miami, SMU, Florida State, Louisville, Pitt, Georgia Tech, Duke, Syracuse, North Carolina, NC State, Virginia Tech, Boston College, Wake Forest, Virginia, Stanford, and Cal. Wow. That's, what is it, 17 teams in the ACC. And I have to agree with Lindy. The top tier teams, let me say, Clemson and Miami, bar none. They're the ones. Clemson and Miami are the top tier teams in the ACC. Coming in the next tier, which I'm on the fence on. SMU, yeah, they're kind of getting a lot of notoriety. They did well last year, but I see Florida State right there at the tier. Louisville, okay. Pitt is always gets a lot of hype, but again, they managed to be just above average, and I would tick them down. Georgia Tech is elevating. Duke is solid. Syracuse is like in the middle. Here's the wild card. Here's the wild card in the ACC. It's North Carolina and NC State. That's right, North Carolina and NC State. Let me, before I get to them, let me finish out the Virginia Tech. Yeah, they're still struggling. Boston College. Boston College is a wild card team. I'm going to tell you the reason why. They should not be at the lower tier of the ACC. They are on the rise. Boston College. Wake Forest, they're about right. Virginia, about right. Stanford, oh man, it is crazy in Stanford. The off-field stuff and the changes that happen in Stanford is off the chart. I'm going to tell you about Stanford, what I heard just a few days ago with Stanford. And Cal coming in last. I like Cal, but they have no talent there. They have very little talent there. Now, okay. Now I'm going to go to Clemson very fast with and rightly, they deserve to be at this top tier with Dabo Sweeney, head coach again for 17 years. He is stacked with talent now. With Cade Klubnik as the quarterback, he's the number one quarterback in the college right now, and he's stacked with extra talent. They got a veteran leadership here, and let me just say, I saw Dabo Sweeney during press conference coaches when he did his speech in the ACC, and then he had a session there with the new coach in the league, the new coach, Bill Belichick. And when I saw him in a special production, again, Bill Belichick coming from out of retirement, coming to college football. Bill Belichick, the former Super Bowl coach, 6-time winner with the New England Patriots. Just do your job philosophy. When I saw that session with Dabo and Belichick, they just really enjoyed talking about football. It was a class. If you ever get a chance, let me give a shout out to the ACC network for putting these two coaches together and just allowing them to talk about football and their situation right now. And it was such a classic production. So a shout out to ACC bringing these two classic coaches together. If you want to learn about football, the dynamics of the past, current, and potential future, look at that piece. They enjoy football. That's what football is about. It's the camaraderie, it's the detail, but it's really the passion. And both of those coaches come at a different angle, but Dabo really was learning from Bill Belichick. He loved it. He loved all the attention that Bill Belichick is bringing to the ACC. And Bill Belichick is always going to be the same. Very, very standard. But he's bringing in so much controversy already at UNC. On field and mostly off field. It's going to be crazy. So that's the wild card. UNC. Just gonna let you know. But I enjoy the conversation, the discussion between Dabo Sweeney and Bill Belichick. That's again, and Bill Belichick even brought his sons over from Washington. What was it? Some Steve Belichick, his son, his defensive coordinator. I'll get to them right now. But again, the ACC is primed, and there's a chip on the ACC. Chip on the ACC network. So a shout out to North Carolina. Okay, I said Clemson. Here's another reason why I like the other team, Miami, Florida, Miami Hurricanes. I like Coach Mario Cristobal, and they picked up the big transfer, Carson Beck from the University of Georgia. Georgia Bulldogs. Starting quarterback for Georgia Bulldogs last year gets injured by the end of the season. Carson Beck transfers transfers to transfers to Miami Hurricanes, and he's reinventing himself. And now Carson Beck, he's above average quarterback, but he's in a system which throws the ball consistently, and I think he's in the right system. When he was at Georgia, Georgia's not known for outstanding quarterbacks. He goes to Miami, and this is a test for him, and I think it will be the best situation, best fit for Carson Beck. He's kind of a slow foot type of quarterback, but in the right system and the right quarterback, offensive coordinator, who is Shannon Dawson. What is it, Shannon Dawson, and the wide receivers that he has there. And just last year, the Heisman Trophy winner was Cam. No, the number one pick was Cam Ward out of the Miami Hurricanes. So again, there's magic here. They're on the. We don't know how he's going to adjust, but I'm betting on the Miami Hurricanes to elevate because they have skilled athletes. They're a little bit, and plus they paid what was the reported NIL package coach Mario Cristobal supposedly used to lure Carson Beck away from the NFL to Miami was $4.3 million. So they got money. They have money in Miami Hurricanes. And so if you're going to get paid that much, Carson Beck said, I'm staying in the college. I'm getting paid. So he doesn't have to sit the bench in the NFL. He can play another season, get another level of skill development before he goes to the NFL. So I'm giving the Miami Hurricanes a big jolt, a big support right now. Okay, let me get to the other teams. I'm going to go straight to no. I'm going to give a little shout out to SMU. Why am I a little skeptical of SMU? I really like it's Rhett Lam was it Lam Lanchlin of the coach. But who is it? Let me make sure I don't want to miss it. Yeah, Kevin Jennings. Now he's a very good, solid quarterback. And I saw him in the bowl games last year, several games last year. At the end, he's an upper tier quarterback, but again, he's learning. He made put too much. Let me just say, they put too much pressure on this young quarterback, Kevin Jennings. There you go. I remember now. And he just faltered in the end. And matter of fact, SMU was up in the upper tier teams, and I just think they don't have a defense to support the high offense that they like to perform. So I think the SMU, they get lots of money. It's in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. So you know they got plenty of money. And yet they just don't have the defensive players, the better skilled defensive player. Hold on, folks. I'm going to clear out something. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, this is what happened. Real in the studio. I have to clear out my nose, y'all. This is a long show. I'm trying to cut it down. I'm 34 minutes in. I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon, but I want to give you the deep dive in some of the teams. So this is what happened. The Beetle brings it. I don't cut corners, but Kevin Jennings is still going to be struggling this year. Too much pressure, and the defense is just not there with SMU. So I see them faltering. Louisville will elevate. Let me move on. Louisville will elevate. Florida State will elevate. There's a lot of pressure on Mike Norvell. I like Mike. I like Mike Norvell, head coach. He'll get it together. They just lost a lot of talent in Florida at Florida State. Skilled athletes. They need bigger bodies at Florida State. They're still going to struggle, but they're going to elevate better. Pittsburgh with head coach Pat Narduzzi. He's there all the daggone time. How many years? 10 years. Yeah, they look good, but Pitt is just Pitt. They're just average. They get a lot of publicity because there's no other team in Pennsylvania other than Penn State. They get a lot of pub because there's no other major team in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry. Sorry, Pat Murdu. Sorry. Now, a team that's elevating is Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets. I really like them. Brent K. What is it? Brent Key, head coach. I like the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. He's recruiting very well, talented athletes. Who's the quarterback? Haynes King. He's elevating. I like their strategy. I like the new philosophy with Georgia Tech. They're intense. They're bringing in bigger body players. And, they got skilled athletes. They just need a better system. Next, Duke Blue Devils. There you go with yeah, that's right. Manny Diaz is a superstar coach, former head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, and I really like Manny Diaz. And excuse me, he's a superstar coach. There's pressure on him, but this is year two. I believe this is year two, and yeah, and he'll get the players. And he's just he's an upper tier coach, and he's going to bring Duke back to a higher level competition in the ACC. Next is Syracuse. They're okay. Okay, here we go. North Carolina, NC State. The reason why I said North Carolina, I mean, even Bill Belichick says he came in, got paid. Well, he didn't get paid that much. I mean, he could have got paid much more staying out of college. But one thing about do your job, here you go, for the do your job audience. Do your job philosophy of North Carolina, of the Tar Heels, is that Bill Belichick, he said, I saw him during spring game. He just said, man, I don't know what type of team I'm going to have. And he admits it right up front. He said, I got these kids coming in here, transferring here. I don't know what type of team. He even said it now during training camp. I hope they buy in. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. When you listen to Bill Belichick coach these college players and you see the reaction from them on the field, again, I give it to the ACC for doing an entire day following around the Tar Heels and Bill Belichick during training camp. When you hear how he coaches the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the linemen, the defensive linemen, the linebackers, and the defensive back. When you hear him going from position to position to position, even in special teams, when you hear him coach these players, it's way off the charts. It's detailed, deep knowledge. And I can see why players will buy into his full. They're getting A1 coaching. And you're not going to get the big hype. You're not going to get the raw stuff from Bill Belichick. He's just going to break it down and say, do your damn job. But do it at a higher level. Again, I'm not the greatest fan of Bill Belichick, but when you hear him coach on the field, way he is dropping knowledge for each position, it is off the chart. And again, I was thoroughly impressed by his coaching language, how he gets to the point, and provides the minute detail. Again, it's the minute detail of developing your skill at your particular position, which is so beneficial for these players today. Because many times these players who are great athletes, they just don't get the skill level coaching at the college level. But Bill Belichick and his sons are bringing, particularly Bill Belichick, are bringing it to North Carolina, and that's the reason why the ACC and North Carolina is getting so much publicity, and they're going to be prime time. He may, I don't know what their, I don't know what um, their record will be, but they're going to get a lot of attention, and hopefully, hopefully Bill Belichick don't burn out the players and burn out the his welcome to the Chapel Hill, because he definitely has some off field issues with his girlfriend. That's going to be always drama. But again, I think he'll be able to keep it moving forward. But you never know. You never. He did that 60 Minutes interview that was off the charts, and he just needs to. He needs to learn. Okay, just do football. Wow. But anyway, shout out to the Chapel Hill and and the Tar Heels. They're going to make a lot of a great attention, a lot of media attention, and they'll settle down by the end of the season. And hopefully they make a bowl. Hopefully they make a bowl game. And that's going to go off the charts as well. Next team, NC State. Okay, I'm 41 minutes. I got to wrap this up. 41 minutes. NC State, the head coach Dave Doran. A lot of athletes, players left this team. They were not getting paid. Their star wide receiver Concepcion left, and they have their quarterback is C.J. Bailey. I like C.J. Bailey. Hello, he might be a relative, a distant relative, but I really like C.J. Bailey. I haven't seen him live, but I did see NC State live a couple of years ago. But he's in second year as a starter. He's a tall quarterback. He's actually, what is he, 6'6", 210, and I think he needs more experience. I don't know about the skilled athletes there. Their defense is always going to be keeping them in the game. It's just about a consistency with NC State. It's going to be a tough year for NC State, but they do have the athletes. Dave Doran, he's a what type of coach would I say? He's kind of like, I'm here, but I'm not here. He's not the big raw guy. He's kind of a laid back guy, and he can come and go. What can I say? I'm still supporting Dave Doran. I hope they do well. I hope they at least win more games than they lose, because he has a tough schedule, and it's just that I don't know the type of athletes that he has there, but somehow they manage to improve. Their record was what was it? Not the best last year, so hopefully they'll win. Okay, next team, Boston College. I said I'm going to say a shout out to Bill O'Brien, former NFL coach. He's at Boston College. He's getting the Boston College Eagles moving in the right direction. They're going to do well. They're going to surprise a lot of teams. And let me just give a quick shout out to Stanford Cardinal. Oh my gosh, it's blowing up there. The head coach Frank Reich has been brought in. First year, they had to let go the original head coach that was going to be this year. Controversy off the field. The new general manager and former and Heisman Trophy finalist Andrew Luck, who played in the NFL, played for the Colts, and now he's the general manager. He had to go and hire his old NFL coach at the Colts, Frank Reich, to come in to handle this team. It's a mess. It's a mess in Stanford. And yes, Andrew Luck, who just retired from the NFL, just gave up. They say, I'm done with the NFL quarterback. Now he's back in football at the college level at his alma mater, trying to right the ship. And they're going to struggle. So that's the ACC. Wow. Now let me go on. I'm 44 minutes in. I think I'm going to continue with this. The Big Ten, the Big Ten, and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yes, I'm still hanging in with my Buckeyes. Lindy Sports has it. The Buckeye has the Big Ten like this: Penn State 1, Ohio State 2, then Oregon, Michigan, Illinois, Nebraska, USC, Washington, Indiana, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, UCLA, Michigan State, Maryland, Rutgers, Northwestern, and Purdue. Again, I really like the Big Ten, but I disagree with Lindy Sports with Penn State. Yes, Penn State should win this conference hands down. There's no doubt. On paper, on talent, they are stacked. These guys, I saw them in the training camp. I like the Big Ten conference, the way they dove into the Penn State and interviewed the players. Let me just say this for the record. Man, is there so much hype about this Penn State team? They're anointing the Penn State team and coach right now as winners, champions of the Big Ten and the college championship. With James Franklin, again, I'm a supporter of James Franklin. He does a great job at Penn State. The brother does a great job. He's what's his record? 101 and 100 wins, 101 wins and 42 losses. 11 years at Penn State, but when it comes to the big games, they lose. Again, when it comes to the big games, they lose. And I'm not going to call out any of the players, but I saw a couple of the players during the training camp, and they interviewed them. Lot of arrogance. I'm going to call it a lot of prima donnas on the Penn State team. Yes, they have All-Americans offensively and defensively. Yes, they have a outstanding quarterback, Drew Ayler. Yes, they have outstanding running back tandem. Yes, they have a phenomenal defensive lineman. But what the problem has always been with Penn State is they tend to choke in big games. They tend to choke in big games, and I'm just going to go by their own history. They tend to choke in big games, and their schedule is fairly nice, easy. Look at the schedule. They start off with Nevada, then FIU, then Villanova, then Oregon, then at UCLA, then Northwestern, at Iowa, then they go to Ohio State, then they host Indiana, then they have at Michigan, Nebraska, and Rutgers. They will go virtually. They may not even lose a game. Yes, they might beat Ohio State. I don't bank it though. But this schedule sets them up for a national run. It sets them up to easily win the Big Ten. This schedule, whoever made this schedule, they stacked the deck for Penn State. So, yes, the Beetle is saying something is wrong with this scheduling for Penn State when they start off with Nevada, FIU, Villanova, Oregon, at UCLA, Northwestern. And then, come on. Something's wrong there. I'm already calling them out. But let me just say, something's going to happen to Penn State. And yes, they may win. They're more than likely win the Big Ten, but the players are already talking about the national championship. Okay, I don't like that at all. As a coach, you would not want your players to talk about national championship at all. Not at all. So watch out. The pressure is going to be building and building on head coach James Franklin, and as well as the players. The players are already counting their their next step for the NFL. They're all American, and they say they want the national championship, but they're putting more pressure on themselves. really put more pressure on themselves. That's sad to see. Next, Ohio State. Yes, Ohio State is down a notch, rightly so, and I think Ohio State will be somewhere in the top 10 in national rankings, but they're not. I wouldn't even bring them at number two in the Big Ten. Yeah, I'm going to be real. They're not even number two. I think Oregon will be bringing it. I think Illinois is going to surprise a lot of folks. I think Nebraska is going to surprise a lot. Now, here's the team that brought too much during the press conference already. Indiana. Indiana talked a lot of smack during the press conference, and they were talking way too much smack, and they're going to find a tough road ahead because they simply don't have the talent. And was it Kurt Signetti talked a lot of smack? They got lucky last year. Everyone knows that they should never have been in the college football playoffs. So Indiana, I used to live in Indiana. Shout out to the Hoosiers. Shout out to Indianapolis. Shout out to IU. But the football team, they're going to hit a roadblock. The team that also in Big Ten I like are the Illinois with Brett Bielema. He's come back. He's right. He's elevated this Illinois Fighting Illini team. They are stacked with talent now. It's taken him 4 years to get the team just right. They're stacked with talent. The other team in the Big Ten, University of Michigan, with head coach Sharon Moore. That's I'm not a big Michigan fan, the University of Michigan fan, but they are talented. And again, it's about coaching, and they just have to make sound coaching decisions in pressure-packed games, and they are still not there. It's going to be another year before Michigan truly elevates to the top tier of the consistently of the Big Ten, but really compete for the national championship. Again, they still need a better, let me just say, QBs and coaching. So there you go. That's a Big Ten. What am I? I'm 52 minutes in. Let me shout out to another Big Ten team, Wisconsin. Wisconsin with head coach Luke Fickell. I'm partial to Luke Fickell because he used to be the coach at University of Cincinnati, and also he was on the coaching staff of Ohio State. He's a former Ohio State player. Luke Fickell, he's struggling at Wisconsin. He's struggling to find his niche at the Big Ten level. This is a crucial year for Luke Fickell. It will be year 3. I don't know if he's getting a buy-in. He's a hype guy, but he's not getting the talent there in Wisconsin. And I don't know if he's fitting into the culture of Wisconsin. And so he's struggling. He's not getting the type of superstar talent like he assumed. He got lucky with when he was at UC Bearcats, and so at the Big Ten level, he's struggling. It's unfortunate. A quick shout out to Maryland Terrapins. Maryland Terrapins with Coach Mike Losky. This is his 7th, 8th year. I don't know what the deal was, Maryland. He even admitted that he did a poor job of coaching last year. He has a lot of connections in the Big Ten and also in the NFL. And matter of fact, I think I saw him take his players to the Baltimore Ravens preseason game just this past weekend. He has a lot of connections, yet the coaching really lacks in Maryland. The talent lacks in Maryland. I don't see them doing anything spectacular in the Big Ten. They are trending downward. They are trending downward, seriously. I hate to say that, but they are. So that's all I'm going to say. The other teams in the Big Ten not deserve, but they're in the lower level. Okay, I got to move on. I'm good. Dang, I told you I was going to do a deeper dive, y'all. Let me get to the MAC. Oh my gosh, the MAC. Yes, the MAC. And I'm saving the SEC for last. But the MAC, a quick shout out. The MAC includes teams such as Toledo, Buffalo, Ohio, Miami, Central Michigan, Western Michigan, Northern Illinois, Eastern Michigan, Akron, Ball State, Bowling Green, UMass, and Kent State. At the top of the league, you got to give it to the Toledo Rockets. They have talent with the head coach Jason. What is it? Jason Candia. He gets the talent there. They have upper level talent that goes to Toledo. Matter of fact, the coach, the QB that was at Toledo, he transferred to Miami. Hello, Miami Redhawks this year. Then Toledo is after Toledo is Buffalo, Ohio. I'm always against Ohio Bobcats. I would say Miami Redhawks will be third in the league, not fourth, but I think my Miami Redhawks. That's right, former football player with Miami Redhawks. Yeah, my Miami Redhawks will elevate with Coach Chuck Martin. I still like Chuck Martin's philosophy. He's been there. How many years has he been in Miami, bud? He's been coaching for quite some time, and 10 years at Miami, winningest coach at Miami. He's pulling out all stops. Fortunately, he got Daquan Finn to transfer over as quarterback. I really shout out to Silas Walters, a walk-on defensive back player, now safety with the Miami Redhawks. He's become the star, the veteran on the Miami Redhawks defense. Shout out to Silas for putting the time in. I know how it is as a walk-on player, and now he's fully scholarship, but now he's a veteran on the team. That's what I love to see. Players who give it their all with no scholarship, prove it out there on the field, and eventually gets rewarded. That's what happens. That's the dedication to college football. Still there. Gotta give a shout out to my walk-on players. We still bringing it. So there you go. Quick shout out to the MAC, and then finally, did I miss? I wanted to. I was going to mention something. Yeah, I want. Here we go. Shout out to Bowling Green and their first year head coach Eddie George, former Ohio State superstar running back, former NFL player for the Tennessee Titans. Yes, Eddie George coaching the Bowling Green Falcons, and I just wished him all the best. Eddie will bring his. He just elevated from the HBCU league. Now he's up to the MAC. And watch out for Eddie George and the Bowling Green Falcons. A quick shout out to Eddie, and such a class act person and leader. He's phenomenal. So I had to give a shout out to my boy Eddie George. I used to shout out Eddie George when he was at Ohio State number of years ago. Now, picking the SEC, the Southeastern Conference League, is 57 minutes. Now, I got to finish up by 60 minutes. Yeah, I'm trying to. Wow, I did take a deeper dive on this. So, like I said, the Beetle goes to each and every guy. But I'm not going to talk about the Big 12 Conference or the Mountain West Conference or the USA Conference. I'm finishing up with the SEC. And the SEC has a big chip on their shoulder. Here's the teams in the SEC. Very quickly: Texas, LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Florida, Ole Miss, Auburn, Missouri, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, and Mississippi State. 16 teams, and the SEC will be back this season to dominate. I'm going to say it, dominate the college football playoff. Texas is number one. I'm giving a shout out supporting Texas. LSU number two. Let me give a quick shout out. When I mentioned Texas, the reason why I really like Steve Sarkisian, the head coach there, really like his coaching style. He's a professional coach. If he doesn't make number one, if they don't become national champions, he's going to bolt anyway. Let me just say right now, Steve Sark, he's going to bolt to the NFL. He was already in the NFL as a position coach, but he's going to bolt to the NFL. He's been 5 years at Texas, and he has, fortunately, he has Arch Manning, quarterback, for his team, but they're stacked with superstars, superstar talented offensively and defensively. They almost made the leap last year in the championship, but they were a bit inconsistent with what's the name, the quarterback last year. Now they anticipate Arch Manning of the Manning tradition to elevate them to a national championship. For right now, I give them uh, the conference win. Right on their heels is LSU, because LSU has superstar quarterback Garrett Newsmailer as quarterback, but LSU will be right on their heels, and they are a talented team with Brian Kelly. This is a pressure-packed year for head coach Brian Kelly. This will be year 4. The pressure will be even more intense for Brian Kelly. He's got him stacked, ready to go in the SEC. They will be in the playoffs. And let me just say real quickly, which teams of the SEC will make the playoffs? It will be Texas, LSU, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and watch out for Florida, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. So I have 6 teams, almost 7 teams making the college football playoffs out of the SEC. They are that stacked, and they are pissed that they're not have not won the college football championship for over 3 years. Yeah, there's no Nick Saban from Alabama to help them. Alabama's got to do it themselves. And let me just say, the chatter, the stuff going on, that's saying Saban's going to come back. Even Paul Feinbaum had to beat that rumor down on a show again and again. And these Bama fans just got to move on, and you got to give it up to their coach, head coach Kalen DeBoer. He's got talent there with Ryan Williams, wide receiver, superstar wide receiver, phenomenal wide receiver. They have the superstar, big time players. It's the coaching, and that's the test on Kalen Dubois, who came from the University of Washington, and this will be his year 2. The pressure is on big time for him, because they have to prove to the SEC fans that they deserve to be at the top tier. Georgia with Kirby Smart coming up with less talent, but Kirby Smart will somehow get the Georgia Bulldogs together and make that run, because they're more defense than offense. That's the reason why Case and Beck left. So Georgia Bulldogs will be there. Watch out for Oklahoma Sooners. Brent Venerable has his guys ready. So I really like the Oklahoma Sooners. South Carolina Gamecocks, I really like Shane Beamer. This is year 5. He has talent now with superstar quarterback Lenoris Sellers. He has elevated. He elevated last year. He's going to elevate even more this year. Watch out for the next team, Florida. The pressure's on Bill Napier, but he's not showing it, and he's finally getting the talent with Florida. Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is always the wild card. He just has fun, but he plays. The players play for Lane. Now this is kind of like a college, really a college football atmosphere when you play for Ole Miss, the Rebels, and it's always a challenge to play Ole Miss. They're upset special. Then you come in with Auburn. Auburn with Hugh Freeze. He's under a lot of pressure. Auburn always has so much money, but Hugh Freeze got to make an impact there. Missouri Tigers. They're Eli Dirkwitz. He's a funny guy. He's a funny head coach. He's an alternative type of head coach. He gets his players to win. Now, then moving on to Tennessee Volunteers, I really like Josh Heupel. He came from UCF, Central Florida. It's time for them to elevate. They have to elevate. And then Texas A&M, they have a lot of money, also with fairly new head coach Mike Elko, but they picked up in the portal Casey Concepcion. Casey Concepcion, I've seen him play because Concepcion came from NC State. NC State, yeah, and he's a superstar. The Wolf Pack is going to miss Concepcion big time. He got paid. He got paid and went to Texas A&M. They have better offense. And then let me give a shout out to Arkansas Razorbacks with Sam Pittman. He's on the hot seat. He was supposed to bring it last year. He won some critical games by the end and saved his job. The Arkansas Razorbacks, go Razorback! Go Suey! Yes, we lived in Arkansas for a year, so I know the tradition of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Great tradition. Like to see Arkansas bring it back. The final teams: Vanderbilt, Kentucky, with Mark Stoops. This is his last Mark Stoops' final years there, and they're struggling. And then with Mississippi State, they're bringing up the rear. And so there you go. That's the SEC. Wow, I went through all the major conferences. I went through the SEC, the ACC, the AAC, the MAC, the Big Ten, and like I said, and the SEC. And I highlighted the top teams, the top players in the league. Again, another shout out to Lindy Sports. It's going to be another fantastic year in college football. I'm on board. And yes, I'm still supporting my Buckeyes, even though they've lost their offensive coordinator. What's his name? Chip, he left and went to the NFL, and then their defense coordinator, he left. What a bum! He left their team, and he went to Penn State of all teams. So again, let me shout out to Ryan Day, Ryan Day, and the Ohio State. I'm still supporting the Buckeyes, and don't forget. Everyone wanted Ryan Day fired last year, and I supported him. Yes, the Beetle supported the Ohio State Buckeyes, and guess what? Yeah, we lost to Michigan last year. Yes, we didn't come in favorably towards the end, but we learned how to win when it mattered, and we brought home the national championship. So anything can happen in college football this year. Yes, I said anything. So don't believe all the hype around certain teams. It's all hype. Wait until you put on the pads, and that's when the fun begins. So the Beetle is all on board. Just do your job and support these college athletes because they're giving it their all. And the philosophy, college football is changing. The NCAA is changing. There's going to be a lot of squabbling back and forth, but it's going to be big time fun, big time games out the chute the first weekend. So stay on board. I'm going to give you another show, and another show throughout the season. We are just getting started right here on Football 101. That's right. All about college football. This is the Beetle. This is Football 101. Let's do this. See ya.
The Beetle on Football 101.
Chip.
The Beetle on Football 101.